Right from the word go when I started, I always thought it's more interesting to read someone's mind than it was to find their card or to saw them in half or whatever. Influence, the capacity to have an effect on the character, development or behavior of someone or something, or the effect itself. My name is Derren Brown and I am a mentalist, I suppose. I'm sort of a magician and I'm into, let me say that again. So what I've tried to do is avoid any real labels with it and just do stuff that I find interesting. And I'm now doing lots of different things, but they go back to this key idea of what influence can be and what mind reading might be. As a kid, I didn't have a lot of friends. Like anyone that gets into magic, I was sort of just a bit introverted. I'm gay and I was very kind of closeted for a long time. And I think, although it's very important to come out about things that you need to come out about, the flip side of that is you can end up focusing your creative energies very sort of intensely. If you've carried around a feeling of shame about who you are or what's kind of like the deepest things about you, you get very good at and you develop a lot of ways of creating dazzling surfaces. And it's just a nice way of deflecting people from ever getting to the stuff that's more difficult and shameful to talk about. I was bright at school, so I got into a good university to study law, and then I saw, luckily, a hypnotist performing in my first year at university. It was a guy called Martin Taylor. It was fascinating. I was laughing, but not laughing at people looking stupid, just kind of laughing out of amazement. And I walked back that night with my friend Nick, and I said to Nick, I am going to learn how to do that. I'm going to do that. That's going to be my job. And he said, yeah, me too. And I knew, no, I really am. And then I just started getting books, stealing them, borrowing them, buying them. I think these things have to tick boxes that you don't even know you've got. So the desire to control was really important. The power thing was important. Wanting to second guess other people before they'd second guess me as a sort of confused, closeted young adult. So all of those things were playing a role, and it made it very, very compelling. I stayed on in the city, Bristol in England, where I'd studied, and I did a few magic gigs a week at restaurants, and people would book me to go to their parties. So I was just sort of ticking by. And then I wrote a book for magicians. And then that book got me known in the magic world. And then a TV production company were looking for a mind reader because it hadn't been really done on TV for a long time. They offered me this TV show, and then that led to another one and another one. I did a big live game of Russian roulette on TV, which earned me a bigger reputation. I then started touring. So since 2000, so it's about 20 years, I've had TV stuff every year and toured every year, which I enjoy the most. And then now I've come to Broadway. It's built into quite a big career, but it was not based on pursuing anything. It was only based on enjoyment in the moment. The trouble with magic of any sort is that you're just going, hey, look at me, aren't I clever? And that is what I was doing at the start. And as I've grown up, I've let it grow up with me. So now the stage show I do isn't about me, it's about the audience. I'd like people to go away, not just perplexed and picking apart and having their minds blown and all that, but also just thinking about how they relate to the world, how we all relate to the world. That magic is this great analogy for how we edit. We choose what to pay attention to and we make up a story. We edit and delete, make up a story, and then we mistake that for reality. And this is a show about, I guess, reminding people of that by sort of doing it, by making you realize, oh, hang on, I'm being fed an edited version of reality here and I can't quite snap out of it. You can develop your talent and you can develop your energy. Those are the bits you're in control of. All other stuff, the right phone call you get, somebody giving you a job, all those things are just fortune and they're nothing to do with you. And you don't have to try and control those. And if you try to, you just make yourself anxious. We get rather obsessed with sort of vertical, believe in yourself, set your goals, that we miss what that misses is stuff that life is throwing back at you all the time. And actually making your peace with the fact that there's all this stuff that you can't control, I think it gets missed, because then what happens when it goes wrong? Then you've got to add your own failure to the problems you've already got. You can spend your life climbing a ladder and then realize at the top you had it against the wrong wall.